Next subject we're going to talk about, which is often an important part of sound quality work, is something called jury testing. Okay, and a lot of jury testing, or a lot of sound quality metrics, are used in this jury testing procedure. But ultimately, the goal of jury testing is to figure out, go ask a bunch of potential customers or existing customers. We're going to play some sounds for you. What do you like? Do you like this one or this one better? Go accumulate all of that data, figure out what aspects of sound made the people prefer one over the other, and then try to figure out how to get that sound quality or that aspect of sound that they liked into your product. So the sound quality process starts with this measurement. You're going to go make a measurement of your object, your dishwasher, your automobile, your helicopter. You're going to go ask a bunch of people, what do you think of this sound? What if we changed it like this? What do you think now? You then do some objective analysis based on what these people said. Oh, sound A versus sound B. We like sound A more than sound B. Figure out what objectively makes A different than B. Maybe go make some changes to your object or your machine, and then repeat the process. So this is sort of a cycle that we go through and repeat over and over, and use that process to hopefully increase the sound quality of our product so that more people like it. It sounds more of what they're expecting. Okay?
And we'd like to not have to gather a jury every time if we can figure out objectively the metrics.
Sure. Yeah, the sound quality metrics are going to allow us to objectively assess based on what the jury said last time. We know when we go make, we have a new prototype and we make a measurement, oh, we know they like lower levels of sounds. The louder it was, the less they liked it, so we can already know what they're going to think of our prototype without having to assemble the jury. So SimCenter jury testing allows us to, in a very convenient way, take these sound recordings we've made, ask a jury, we're going to play these high fidelity sound recordings for you in a predictable manner, and then it allows us to get their feedback in sort of an organized fashion, all at the same time. And we can ask them, which do you like better, A or B? And we put these two sounds right next to each other, so there's no time for their brain to forget what they liked or what they didn't like. And we collect a bunch of data. Different aspects of the sound are highlighted in all these different recordings, and then we can sort of analyze this results of this jury test and figure out, oh, they like so much roughness, they like so much loudness, they didn't like this kind of tonal sound, etc. Okay, Pete's going to do a quick demonstration of the jury test software and then analyze some of the results and see what some of the cool things we can do with this jury test data once we collect it.
Thanks, Scott. Yeah, I'm in the jury test software, which is tokenable inside SimCenter Test Lab, and has three phases: definition, execution, analysis. I've identified 3 sounds that I've modified and changed for my product. I'm curious which ones of these sounds people like more. We want to know which sound sounds more powerful to people, and we're maybe have a demographic where we want to know if they own a motorcycle or not, because we're trying to sell to a certain people. This is the definition phase, so you pick the sounds, pick what you're going to do with them. If I go to execution, it looks like this. It asks me for my name, asks me some questions, and then it plays sounds. A, B, blind comparison. So first A, then B. And then I pick the one I like and hit submit, and it keeps going. Plays me all the sounds in combination. A bunch of people do this, right? And when you're done, you come into this analysis part and you can grab those jury results. And so these people may have taken the test all at once or at different times. I'll say perform analysis, and it shows me which one of the 3 sounds they like the best. But it also tells me a little bit about the jury. I can see some demographics on them here. I can look over here and I can see individual jurors are actually on this graph, which that graph's concordance and consistency. Consistency checks because we play the same sounds and we checked or double checked to see if you like the same sound each time. If you're picking randomly, your consistency will be low. So here you can see consistency is 0.5. This person actually voted randomly, which would influence our results. If they're very consistent, they would have a 1, because that means they kept picking the same sound, which one they thought was more powerful. If they were confused, they might pick differently. Maybe the sounds weren't set up too well. Concordance, on the other hand, also between 0 and 1, tells you how similar they were to the rest of the jurors. So if they were very similar, then they would be a 1. If they were very different, then they were 0. Maybe they misunderstood the directions, or they just have a different preference. In this case, I could go in and I could say, I want to create a rule here, like, I don't want jurors that are consistency values of 0.6 or below. Hit OK here. I can say apply this rule, and you can see it eliminated that juror. And if you had noticed, let's say I get rid of this for a second, these results became even stronger. So if I hit apply again, notice that that preference wasn't as high, but when well, in fact, I don't have to remove it this way. I can just pick that guy out of the list here and then hit perform analysis without that, and you see it went way up. And that might have even changed the demographics. Maybe I'd find a better trend on people that like motorcycles, more powerful engines, etc. So that's a little bit about the definition, execution, and analysis of a jury test.